Did you know you could break free from the chains of financial hardship? It sounds like a dream, right? But it's possible. All you need is a product or service to sell. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have anything to sell. Well, let me tell you a secret. Everyone has something to sell. You just need to figure out what your something is. Imagine being stuck in a never-ending loop of financial struggle, limited income, overspending, or simply not knowing how to manage money effectively. It's like being on a hamster wheel, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a way to break that cycle? And it starts with selling. Selling a product, a service, or even a talent you possess can be the key to turning your financial life around. So, are you ready to take charge and change your financial story? Because it's time to step off that hamster wheel and start moving towards financial freedom. But first, let's dive into why so many of us are neck-deep in financial problems. Now, I know you're thinking, I'm not bad with money, money's just bad with me. But let's take a moment to look at the common culprits behind our financial woes. First up, we've got the big one, limited income. Perhaps you're working a job that pays just enough to cover your bills, but leaves little room for saving or investment. Or maybe you're stuck in a cycle of low-paying jobs with no clear path to a higher income. Either way, you're running a financial marathon with one leg. Next on the list, we have overspending. And no, I'm not just talking about those late-night online shopping sprees. Overspending can be as simple as buying a fancy coffee every morning when a homemade brew would do. It's the little things that add up, creating a hole in your wallet faster than you can say latte. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, lack of financial literacy. Many of us were never taught how to manage our money effectively. We weren't shown how to budget, save, or invest. We were thrown into the deep end with a handful of coins and told to swim. It's no wonder we're struggling to keep our heads above water. And let's not forget about those unexpected expenses that always seem to pop up at the most inconvenient times. Your car breaks down, your pet gets sick, or your roof starts leaking. These are the curveballs life throws at us, and without an emergency fund, they can send us spiraling into debt faster than a downhill roller coaster. So, you see, our financial problems aren't just about being bad with money. They're about the circumstances we find ourselves in, the habits we've formed, and the knowledge we lack. But don't despair. There's a light at the end of this financial tunnel, and it starts with understanding these issues. Understanding the problem is the first step towards finding a solution. So let's get to solving, shall we? Now that we've identified the problem, let's talk about the solution. And that, my friends, is selling. Yes, selling. It's not just for the slick-haired, fast-talking folks on the showroom floor. It's for everyone. Why? Because selling at its core is about persuasion. It's about convincing someone that what you have is worth their hard-earned money. Whether you're a writer selling your words, an artist selling your creations, or a mechanic selling your skills, you're in the business of selling. And the better you are at it, the more financial success you'll see. Think about it. The most successful people in any industry aren't necessarily the ones who are the best at what they do. They're the ones who are the best at selling what they do. So it's time to brush up on your selling skills, because selling isn't just for salespeople. It's a life skill everyone should master. So what can you sell? That's the million-dollar question. Now don't look at me with that deer in the headlights expression. We're not talking about selling your soul here, but rather your skills, your talents, your knowledge. You see, each one of us has something unique to offer. Whether it's the ability to knit the coziest sweaters, an uncanny knack for solving complex math problems, or a flair for whipping up the tastiest meals from seemingly random pantry items. These are your marketable skills, the ones you can monetize. And don't you dare say you don't have any, because I'm not buying that. Everyone has skills, talents, or even hobbies that others may find valuable. The trick is to identify these skills, then figure out how to package them as a product or service. And yes, it might take a bit of brainstorming and a dash of creativity, but trust me, it's worth it. Remember, everyone has something valuable to offer. You just need to identify it. Okay, you've got a product or service in mind. Now let's validate it. So, you've got this brilliant idea, right? But how do you know it's not just you and your Aunt Sally who thinks it's the bee's knees? That's where market research and validation come into play. Think of it like this. You wouldn't dive headfirst into a pool without checking if there's water in it, would you? Well, the same principle applies here. Before you invest time, energy, and potentially money into this venture, you need to make sure there's a demand for what you're offering. Start by identifying your target market. Who are they? What do they need? What problems do they have that your product or service could solve? Once you've got a clear picture of your ideal customer, it's time to get to know them better. There are several ways to do this. Online surveys, social media polls, or even good old-fashioned face-to-face conversations can give you valuable insights into your potential customers' needs and wants. Next, you'll want to analyze your competition. Who else is out there doing something similar? What can you learn from them? What can you do better? Remember, competition isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can help you sharpen your offering and even highlight gaps in the market that you could fill. Lastly, consider doing a small-scale test run. This could be a beta launch, a pilot program, or even just selling at a local market or event. This will not only give you a taste of what it's like to run your business, but it can also provide invaluable feedback and insights that you can use to refine your offering. So the bottom line is this: don't skip the validation phase. It might seem tedious and time-consuming, but it's a crucial step in ensuring your venture's success. As the old saying goes, measure twice, cut once. Or in this case, research twice, launch once. Do your homework before jumping in. It pays off in the long run. So you've got a validated idea. Now it's time to build your empire. Firstly, let's chat about establishing your brand identity. Picture your brand as a person. What would they look like? How would they speak? By personifying your brand, you're creating a character that your audience can connect with. Remember, people buy from people, not faceless corporations. Your brand's personality should be a reflection of your target audience's values and aspirations. Next, let's move on to creating a business plan. Now, don't let the term business plan scare you into the corner. It's not a monster lurking under your bed, but simply a roadmap guiding you towards your destination. It doesn't need to be as thick as a phone book, just a clear outline of who you are, what you're offering, who you're offering it to, how you plan to make money, and how you're going to get your product or service in front of your customers. Now, on to marketing strategies. Marketing in a nutshell is about finding where your customers hang out and showing up there with an irresistible offer. It's part science, part art, and a sprinkle of magic. Digital marketing is your best friend here. It's cost-effective, scalable, and lets you reach a global audience from the comfort of your couch. Social media, email marketing, content marketing, SEO, the list goes on. Choose the platforms and strategies that best suit your brand and audience. And hey, don't forget about customer service. It's often overlooked, but it's the secret ingredient in the recipe for a successful business. Treat your customers like royalty, and they'll become your most loyal fans and your best marketers. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your empire be. It's a step-by-step process, requiring patience, persistence, and a good amount of elbow grease. Building a business is like building a house. It requires a solid foundation. And just like a house, the strength of your foundation will determine how high you can build. So, buckle up, put your game face on, and start laying those bricks. But what about the challenges? Well, they're part of the journey. You see, hurdles are intrinsic to every journey, especially one that involves financial transformation. You might face the fear of rejection, a lack of confidence, or an intimidating competition. But don't let these obstacles deter you. First, understand that rejection is not personal. It's a part of the business world. If you face rejection, take it as feedback, learn from it, and move forward. Second, if confidence is your hurdle, remember that confidence comes with knowledge and practice. Equip yourself with knowledge about your product or service. Practice your sales pitch, and confidence will follow. And as for competition, well, competition is healthy. It keeps you on your toes, encourages innovation, and helps you differentiate your offering. So don't fear the challenges, embrace them. They're stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. If you found this content helpful or interesting, Don't forget to like, share, and comment below. And remember to hit that subscribe button for more tips on achieving financial freedom. You've got this.